Hi guys, we're going to put Henry together here. Obviously, this is an odd thing to do, to actually work at the workbench. I'm not a hand model, but anyway. We're going to put Henry back together, and here is what's left of Henry. The wheels, the DCC was added later, and there's the open motor there in the middle. I think that's a lot of our problems. And so there are two different sections, and I'll take it apart just a little bit because there are wires. Okay, so on the bottom, this frame, you can see, maybe you can see, can you zoom? Yeah. Oh, wow, that's pretty good. There's the gear inside there, and it connects with the gear on the bottom of this the box the motor fits in. I think, let's pull back out a little bit. So when the motor box, I don't know what to call it, fits into place, those two gears mesh up, and that's what powers the wheels. Inside this box, which is metal, there are, I think there are, well, you can see them a little bit through the end there. There are two reduction gears that eventually, maybe three reduction gears that eventually make it down to here. The motor is a weak link. Those reduction gears are probably a weak link as well. And the frame previously extended further forward, and there were three or four, I think three extra gears that worked Henry's creepy evil eyes on the front. So obviously I got rid of that as quickly as possible. So I'm going to get these wires squidged away properly. Let's zoom back out. I wish I had my camera girl today. She is at quilting camp. So, and my other camera operator is doing something on the computer. Get that red wire where it's not going to get pinched. And that's really hard to do, apparently. So anyway, I'm going to mount the motor assembly. It slides in on the front like that, kind of clips into place, and then the back end, once it's seated, gets screwed in on the back, and then we'll show you where different things connected when this was, well, actually where they connect now. Henry worked really differently. Okay, well, that was quick. On the back, I don't think I machined, well, I can't remember if I machined stuff off or not, but on the back you can see two small holes, and those are for, I drilled and tapped those. Those are for mounting the back of the cab. And on the front, right there, that was dremeled out to make a bigger hole in the front of the original Henry frame. These cylinders are replacements. I believe they came from an IHC. No, wait, the internal part of the cylinders, I don't remember how I built this thing. The inside part is the original Henry cylinder. This outside, almost like a container, they slid over the top, is from an IHC Pacific or something like that, from the parts box, an HO Pacific. So let's look at the body. And this is a Bachmann Mogul body. Here in the back we've glued in some weights, and you can see, maybe you can see, there we go. Right there is the slot that the back of the boiler snaps onto the Mogul frame, and that is where our two little screws go on to hold the new body, to hold this body to Henry's frame. And on the front, maybe you can see it, the original Mogul Pilot has had this piece added. It's like a box with a little protrusion with a hole in the middle of it, and this fits into the hole on the frame. So when we put it back together, this gets held into place by the screw that holds the frame to the boiler, and it kind of pressure fits into place so we don't have to have too much mounting stuff. And this little adapter was created out of styrene and designed to fit in the existing slot on the Mogul Pilot. Boy, there's lots of words involved in this. So I don't know if this is going to be just completely boring, and anyway. And you know, this is obvious, this needs more detail. It would be nice to replace the headlight, honestly. That's the original Mogul headlight. We have lots of spares now. And then the sand pipes are wire. Those are new. The air tanks are added. And I don't know, the general finish I'm not real happy with. Maybe holding this for a really long, cold winter here in Kentucky. It's global cooling kicks into full gear and we're all shivering, trying to stay warm. And you know what? This might be a good part where I can no, wait, I don't have to stop. I really don't want to stop. I was thinking we really shouldn't put profanity on YouTube. The kids. Okay, so there we go. We fit over the top, and I want to show you how this works. So this nib thing deal on the Pilot fits. Well, should fit. Tell you what, I'm gonna go do this myself. Oh wait, there it goes. That fit right on there. So there's how it fits together. It's not snapping into place. I'm going to mess with this for a while. You guys, sorry, this is exciting TV. Talk to you. And we're back. I wanted to add that I added wipers to the bottom of the tender, which are wired into the power supply and the DCC. I haven't really gone as far as adding sound. That doesn't quite seem justified at this point. But here is a nice brass screw, and this should hold the frame to the boiler and also hold the Pilot in place. Hey, that worked really good. And then I'm going to add the other two that fit, it's not, I'm going to add the other two that fit underneath the cab, but that's going to be a little dicey, so we'll skip that part. I will attach the front wheels. These are awfully big. They scale out to about the wheels on the lead truck. They scale out to about 3.5 feet diameter in 1/48. So that's a pretty big wheel, and they actually have done real well. You know what? I'll do this myself, and we'll be back in a minute. And we're over on the test track. Let's see how our Henry bash actually works. Here's the not too bad. A little glitchy in reverse. Whoop, there he goes. Hang on, Henry. Let's come back a little bit. I still think that with this, whoop, oh, there we go, almost right. With this mechanism, the best approach would be to replace the motor. I think that would really help. But you know, it runs okay. The slow speed's a little iffy. Otherwise, maybe a different mechanism would be in order.